Yo, what's up guys? It's Max, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is gonna be a little bit it's depressing. I'll just give it right to you, it's depressing. Your favorite websites are going right into the ground. All your real life, non-dead internet communities are literally collapsing as we speak. And no, I'm not doing this for your attention. I'm being so serious, so listen up, come here. Yeah, come here. We got some shit to cover, bro. Let's get to it. Everyone's favorite website is literally receiving a rebrand because their traffic is plummeting. Stackoverflow, the place where everyone who coded around 3 years ago was using as their main source of help and information and perhaps some copy and pasting here and there, is going to the ground. There's an article I came across and it says it right there. I don't even say it to you. It's right there. Seeks rebrand. And in the first few paragraphs of their article, they give you a very, very large and bright visualization. Here's the Q&A count. Back in August of 2020, we had peak. Actually, back to December, we were having good times. We were talking to everyone, You could say we were more enclosed, connected. And look at the new numbers. March 25. Bro, are we seeing this? Look what AI is doing. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that it's over? Is it officially over for us? No, come on. Did you really look at that and get that observation? Did you generalize? Why would you assume something so stupid? I'm just playing. I'm not going to shit on you guys. But I'll keep it very honest. I literally asked AI to make me some visualizations for this video. What kind of Stack Overflow question could I just sit down and ask someone to make this? And they just make it. Are the corporations evil for maybe wanting to utilize something like this? No. Are they evil for trying to lay people off? Of course. Because eventually, the desire for a computer science guy, a little IT major, whatever, they were the most desirable people out there. Everyone wanted them. You couldn't get your hands on them even if you tried. This is way back during the saturated market. But before that, this is the predecessor. You were the coolest guy in town if you knew how to code. Now the populace has shifted the view on honestly, this very, very naive view of AI. Like, oh, it's going to replace you. And, the very royal view that people were giving computer science majors and technicians, programmers, it just fell completely. Now there's almost like you're an idiot name attached to someone. Like, I see posts on the internet where it's like, hey, what would you tell someone who's getting into computer science right now? Like, don't. What do you mean don't? Bro, this stuff runs the internet. Who cares if AI does it? Who cares if AI can assist you? Dude, I've said this so many times. I don't care. I'll keep on saying it, bro. You guys have to understand me. When you're using a calculator to do math, does that make you a little P word? No, you're just being tool assisted. There's nothing wrong with tools. So we actually have data right here from AI, the so-called opposition of Stack Overflow. I'm gonna go here and copy this and turn it into a little thingy. So I just installed these libraries very quickly. I'll just paste the code now because AI made it. So, AI made it, I can trust it. There's nothing wrong with an AI generated code, right? One thing for sure about AI is that you know it's AI code. An English teacher will receive assignments from their kids about whatever. And I assure you, no matter how old and mature and intelligent, articulate your kids are, like you'll just know. Like the art of coding and writing is very nuanced with people's intellectual skills. So I promise you, apart from very boilerplate codes, when you start digging into personalized things, there's just something to be said about people's personalities in their code. I think it's a real thing, especially with something as high level as Python, where you can do whatever the hell you want. You can do any data structure possible. That's insane. Anywho, enough yapping. So if we run this file, oh wow, this is a very cool graph. Props to you, AI. Response time increased exponentially as active experts left the platform. So the experts are leaving, the newbies are unanswered, and the quality of answers is going down while the answer time to respond is exponentially growing. So what does this mean? Could noobs and new programmers potentially be driven in a state of fear and confusion? Maybe. Could this also be, be a little optimistic? Could this force people to learn on their own and not be so reliant on others? Maybe, but you could easily rebuke that by saying, wait, doesn't AI make you a little reliant? So this kind of presents a case of maybe survival of the fittest. Who has the best brains for this? Now, that's a terrible thing to say because, when you get into a field, you don't want to be around people who are like, oh yeah, I'm going to lead this. I know the right way of doing everything. Really? The right way of doing things? Like, get a load. The CEO said the company would also like to shift from having one main focus, being Q&A, to having three. So the Q&A is obviously not working anymore, as we just saw on the graph. So he's going to try to expand it. Like they are outsourcing to different things. They're just stuck. That's incredible. Like it's kind of hard to watch almost because I feel like Stack Overflow, it kind of made it feel personal. You know, every coding problem, you shouldn't be an emotional coder, of course, but it felt a little personal. You kind of felt tied to the code when other people out there were there. You know, when you do an AI code, when I AI prompt anything, it doesn't really feel correct, if that makes any sense. Obviously, you have to believe in yourself. You know, if the stuff you're seeing is synonymous with what you've learned, it's probably correct. But the human touch is very nice. You know, the human connection. As much as the performance of people and programmers will, you know, inevitably they will grow. I think that the emotional part of it, you know, that there's a connection that sentimentally brings programmers together. It's going to be gone. I feel like it's going to start dissipating. And with that, I think we'll just present a really, honestly, toxic, aggressive environment. I think everyone will kind of feel like they're on their own in a pretty intense way. I've already seen it. You go on Twitter, you go on any social media app and you see someone coding and they bring up AI, you know, they do this, they have a certain little thing not everyone knows about. You best believe it. You hop into the comments of that video and they are just destroying the person. Hopefully I can find a case of this to show you guys so I'm not just like yapping, but I promise you, it's pretty hard to watch. Although as stated many times, fast disappearing developer engagement. These are things you don't want to see. I don't want to see this. But we can't just sit here and deny. A very smart developer, not to give myself a bunch of credit, but I think a very smart developer decision right now would be to adapt. There's no choice. Just drop the emotion. Just take the emotion. Just rip it out of you, bro. Just rip the emotion out of you. Just gone. You literally have to let go. You have to learn to change. You can try to force yourself, but deep down, I struggle with this personally. I use AI a little bit more than I probably would have a month ago. And I'm using it more and more. Like I understand the change is happening. It's here. AI assisted stuff is cool, but it kind of challenges my brain. This could be a whole nother video, but one of the things I've been doing with AI assisted content, coding, whatever, I feel like there's a lot more information being exposed to me. And it's almost intimidating because I know that with all this information just being thrown at my face, I might feel like I'm good at coding. But in actuality, you know, if someone just took away this AI and said, hey, code this program, I want a API that sends me the location of every McDonald's in the 5-mile radius of my house. Make an API for that right now. And I didn't have AI to do it. And let's say Stack Overflow is gone and you just start making that stuff and the AI is not there. You know, you kind of lose that sense of the strength you have. It's almost artificial. The strength you get to feel like a good coder will just dissipate. So I think it's just as crucial as ever to efficiently study, to do everything the way you used to. Like it's a known thing that if you can't code on your own, then you are probably stuck in tutorial hell. And the new thing, it'll just evolve into AI hell. People are going to feel a lot better than what they actually are coding. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's a real thing. I implore you, look it up. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bro, my battery died. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Peace out.